In this video, I will show you how you can first add these more styled captions on your videos using Descript that you can use on YouTube or just on your short form content. Second, I will show you how you can use the caption tracks as a part of your Descript layouts. For example, when you say tip number 1, your tip here, this kind of layout appears automatically. And thirdly, I show you how you can use the caption track to make these kind of big bold words appear in front of you, or how you can put these big bold words behind you. So here is my Descript app open, and here is only a raw video file from that intro that you just saw. And now we can start to edit this and add those different layouts with captions. I just removed this first retake in the start like this. And first we need to add that first styled caption in this part of the script. So this first sentence that I just recorded. So I add here enter so it's easier to see. And why you even want to start doing this and make this kind of Descript layouts is that when we especially use those caption tracks in these layouts that you just saw, every time we make a new layout, we can use that same layout again in our next video. So you just make these once and then you can reuse these anytime, and it will automatically get this text on those layouts based on what you have said on the video. So in this first part, so if we want to add that kind of styled captions in this start, first we need to create a new scene for this, and that is very easy in Descript. So you just add slash here. So as you can see here in the bottom, it basically made a cut here automatically where I added that slash. And now this first part I can add those captions. So I select this scene, go here in the right and click captions. And what I really like about Descript is that there is so many different ready-made caption styles that you can then edit yourself based on your own brand colors. So I think I take here this bold yellow highlight. I use this a lot. And that is now basically ready. So here is now this kind of styled captions. And I usually now just change the font to my Inter that I use on my captions, and then I use this Inter black a lot of the times because I just like the look. And then I want to change this highlighted word color. I just change it to my red that I use on my own captions whenever I use. So when you click this custom setting, there are a ton of things how you can edit your captions. So first there is this fill, so what color your captions are. So if we want to make this different color, as you can see here, it will change the color before this word that is set is this fill color here. And then we can also change the future fill color like a different color. So if we want to make that kind of effect that those next words are, for example, more dim, so we can, for example, maybe put them like gray like this, and let's change this fill color back to white. So now those future words are like now like dimmed, so it's look pretty good if we play this back now. Videos using Descript, and this is, I think, one of the like effects that many creators use on their videos. And of course, usually you add captions only like your short form videos, but of course you can use these on your YouTube videos. For example, this one is pretty good looking, and I can now create a layout from this scene. So basically that just means that anything added over your video or how your video is positioned and everything that you see now can be saved. So I right click this and save scene as a new layout, and I just put it here, one of my layout packs, and I put type here caption there. and I just put here, for example, white plus red plus gray caption and click save. So now it's adding that layout to my layout pack. So it's not quite ready yet, but we can move forward now. But anyways, this first scene is now ready. And now the layout is saved. So now if I go here in this next scene here, by the way, we accidentally added those captions in the full video, but let's remove from there here. Just remove these like this. So now as you can see, the captions end here in the second scene. So, but if I just want to add that same exact captions and that style in this scene also, I have two options. I can copy this layout, clicking this copy layout, and then just here use paste layout, and then it will copy the layout in this next scene. Or I can just select this scene, go here my own layouts, and here I can then select that caption style. Okay, now it appeared here. By the way, it didn't show up ready, so I needed to refresh the screen. So anytime if you have like problems with Descript, just use Shift, Command and R if you are using MacBook to refresh this app. Even though this is like a desktop app, it's refreshed similar than you would refresh your, for example, your web browser like Chrome, and then it will usually work better. So if you have any bugs with Descript, that will help. But now, as you can see, this scene don't have captions, and I can now just click here this white, red, gray caption, and now it's automatically styled like this. So you can save everything inside Descript, these layouts, and after that it's so much easier to use. But I now remove this because we need to add here our second layout. Here is again retake, so I remove that. And here I say second, I will show you how you can use the caption track as a part of your Descript. So I use C here and make this bigger Descript layouts. For example, when you say tip number 1, your tip here. So this was the part where the new layout begins. So I add slash here, and again I add slash here. So now we have again our new scene here where we want that new layout appear. And still there is now those captions, so let's remove those like this. And I needed to remove those captions from this part also. Let's remove those. So now it should be good. So in the first part we have those captions. Second part start, we don't have captions. And here we now want that title slide to appear. So first I select the scene, and then I just remove my camera here, just clicking delete. And now we have like a empty scene. And here we can now add, for example, background color here, and we use now gradient color, and let's use the center gradient and then start to adjust this. So I will select here in this first part of the gradient, I will actually, I think I put my brand color here. So here solid, and here is my brand color. I copy this code and go back to here the gradient and add that here. And then I change this to black. So now I get this kind of effect that there is brand color in the center of the frame, and then the gradient goes to black. So it is a little bit like better looking this way. And now I select this scene again and then go here to captions. And now I think we can probably use the same caption style. It really doesn't like matter what caption style you use. There are just a little bit different animations made already. So I just use that same caption style. Again, I accidentally didn't remove this all scenes option, so I go back and I click this scene only, and now I can click this. And as you can see here, now it only added captions on these scenes. And now let's center this and make this a little bit bigger so it's in one line. And here, as you can see, it's set here like 1 in letters. So now if we want to change this text, we need to change this transcript here. So for example, I want this tip word to start as a big letter. So I just select this, push C and select the word. So now I can add just this like this. I can select both words like this and then click C, and let's change this like, or maybe like this. And now it's the look that I want. And maybe I capitalize this first letter here. So now it's basically ready, but now I want to change it so that capitalization is showing. So I select this, go here in the right like properties, so we get more properties that how we can set up these captions. So here I select the text and click this, and here we can change the case. So now it's correct. And I change here the inter and also black. Maybe now make this really big like this. And I change this to my brand color again. So let's see how that looks. Tip number 1, your tip here, this kind of layout. So actually it's pretty good like this. Also we can add here more animations if we want. We can click this animation button. And for example, if we add here like maybe blur animation in the start. So let's see how that will look. Say tip number 1, your tip here, this. And that actually looks pretty good. Maybe we want to have like, maybe like slide transition after that. So we can select the scene, and here in the transition, select out transition to move out like this. Let's see how that will play out. When you say tip number 1, your tip here, this kind of layout appears. I still make it a little bit bigger like this. And now let's play this. Say tip number 1, your tip here, this kind of layout. Okay, now it's pretty good. So there's start animation is blurred, but that is made only for caption track. We could also add that same transition like in the start of this clip. Let's actually do that also. So add here also in transition and use this move out, and let's see how that will look. Tip number 1, to say tip number 1, but now the blur animation doesn't really play well, so I click this back and use this smart transition. When you say tip number 1, okay, now I think here, it's much this better. Kind of so that is now also ready, and once again I can just save this scene as a new layout, and every time you make next videos, you can also in the scripting phase think about how you set up these layouts, and that's why you could always, when you have like a lesson number 1 or part number 1, just in the script also think about those places ready, and then in the editing phase you just select that text in here in this script and put those slashes, and then you just add that layout, and it automatically then makes this similar effect. So we want to make these layouts more and more, and that is the way how we can start editing faster. So now let's move on the third layout. So first, make these big bold words appear here in the front of us, like there. So I added here again like new scene, and let's select this scene and go to captions again, select this scene only, and then add the same caption track. So now already we have this big bold words, so we need to make them bigger because we want to make a point like this. And maybe here I don't even use this like active word, so we can remove that. And let's add some effects here. Here you can also easily make this kind of text box that would look good. Let's add some different colors so we can see it. So here we can add just the corner radius of this box. So with this effect, you could actually make info box over your videos. So then you wouldn't select this hug lines, you select this box here. So now as you can see, it created a box over here. And then we could put this font smaller. And if we go here in the next clip, here you see much better what I mean. So because there is more text here, then this kind of box could work because you could use like a smaller font, maybe like this, and then you could add just this box size, something like this, and you could get this kind of pretty good looking, like this kind of box if you want to like emphasize like more words on your scene. But you can also make this kind of box maybe better using this element, so you get this kind of box here, then add captions or like only like text over it, and you can put there like small title and maybe then like this kind of box with where you put like a smaller font, so that could look pretty good also. But let's now make that big bold words effect here. So I think I now remove this box and let's make these bigger like this. Let's see how that plays. Kind of big bold words appear in front. This kind of big bold words. This kind of big bold words. So it's pretty good. And by the way, if you only want one word to appear at once, then you could make this box smaller. So now it's with this kind of big bold words appear, look like that. But I think that it's better actually that all those three words come same time, because then it is actually a little bit different effect than captions coming like word by word. So that's why it's great that you can use this captions track like differently. So I think that's about it for this effect. And then we want to put them behind us. So again, there's this new big bold words section, and I add these slashes. And now we can just copy this layout here. So I just right click here and click copy layout. And then we go here in the second layout, click paste layout. So big bold words are there. Now we need to select this lower track here, and I use Command C to copy this, and then I just put here and use Command View to paste it here. So now I just put it in the same place. So now I have two tracks over each other. But in this track, I need to cut myself out. So I need to go here, select this upper clip here, and go in the properties, I think, and visual effects and green screen like this. And now I think, yeah, now it's ready. So in this top track, it's only me, not background, but here in the background track, there is my background showing. So basically I'm here in behind this if I click here and move this, so here I am again. So now I just put it back, and now let's see, put these big bold words behind you. Put these big bold words behind. I don't know why it flashes. Big bold words behind you. Put these big bold words behind you. Okay, that's pretty weird that it's a little bit flashes in the middle. So let's see how that goes. Okay, I think I need to remove here any transitions. Let's see, is that the case? Let's remove transitions from here. Okay, put these big bold words behind you. That was the reason, because there was the smart transitions. So that was the reason why it didn't work straight away. You can put these big bold words behind you. I'm now covering maybe almost all this sentence, so I think I will go here also, and maybe we move this like somewhere here to make this effect look better. Maybe like this. And now let's change this track also. Wrong track. Maybe there. I think they are almost in the same position, a little bit up like this. So put these big bold words behind you. So I think that's about it. So there was these 3 different ways you can use captions as part of your layouts that will then automatically update when you add the same layouts to your like other project. And I will put here my full filming and editing workflow, what I currently use in Descript if you want to know more. Hopefully see you in the next video. Bye bye.